have been able to follow what I have learned from my uplines. I've shared with her just like any other downline that I have. So surely together we have worked for some years, and God willing, we should be able to work even further from where we are right now. So I expect her to be a source of motivation to the upcoming distributors. There are those that are just coming in now that should be able to look to her as an inspiration, as somebody who's coming up and making a grade in Greenwald. So this is the position as it stands now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Charles Mbevi. Since we're still waiting for Madame Florence, we hope that you can start. Okay, Madame Florence, thank you for coming back. And sorry for this disturbance. We are very sorry. And we just invite Mr. Charles Mbevi to share about, the cooperation between you and him. Okay, so please. Please, thank you, Mr. Charles Mbevi. Let Madame Florence present the health topics. And after that, we would ask you and invite you to share of your success story. So, Madame Florence, I'm going to share the slide about the allergies. So would you like, would you please to start? Thank you, Ms. Mbevi. So we're going to start today's health topics. All right, so Willow, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, let me start from the slide number 1.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening again, leaders. Yeah, so we can pick it up from there. So we're talking about allergies. We are saying we need to know what an allergy is and what it causes. So your allergy, if you talk about allergies, you need to know about your immune system. So your immune system protects your body against harmful pathogens like viruses, bacteria, parasites, while avoiding excessive or inappropriate immune responses that could damage the body, such as inflammation, allergies, or autoimmune diseases. Those are all on the pictures, and we should be able to relate with the pictures as I'm trying to explain. So let's look at the immune and the immune system so that we know what the allergies are and what it does affect with the immune system. When the immune system is underactive, it can lead to subhealth state or increase the risk of conditions such as cancer. Cohesively or overactive immune system can result in allergies or autoimmune diseases. Okay, so what you want is a balanced immune system, which is called immune homeostasis. Okay, so we can move to the next one. Okay, so we're going to give a scenario for you to know how you're going to know that you've got allergies. So your immune system, this is the same one. 1 second. Okay, so we'll give it a scenario. This is in spring. As nature comes alive with blooming flowers, lush green grass, you venture out to enjoy the beauty. Yet it is so surprising that the familiar symptoms return. You start sneezing, feel congested, and deal with swollen, watery eyes. For you and a million others, this is the reality of the seasonal allergies. So some of us can even relate with this because this is what happens with a lot of us. So now let's know, what is an allergy? An allergy is when your immune system reacts to something that is normally harmless to most people. If you come into contact with substances that your immune system views as a threat, called as allergen, for instance, pollen or pores from fungi, or our white blood cells respond by releasing inflammatory chemicals like histamine and other substances, which stimulates your nerve cells and cause some blood vessels and mucous membrane to swell and leak fluids. So those are some of the things that you should be able to notice for you to know that you've got allergies. So now we're going to know what are these things that are going to make you know, and you start realizing that these are things that your body is reacting to. There are some chemical substances that are more common, others for more people to develop allergies. The following are some of the most allergens many people with allergies are allergic to. There are more than one. There are these things that we need to take note of, which is pollen. Pollen released by trees, grasses, weed. Pollen is a major trigger for seasonal allergies, which is sometimes called hay fever. Dust mites. Tiny organisms found in household dust can cause year-round allergies. There are people have mates who would be sneezing the whole year. This is one of the things that they should take note of. The mold. Mold spores, especially in damp or humid environments, can trigger allergic reactions. Pet dander. Proteins found in skin flakes, saliva, urine of animals can cause allergies. Food allergens. There are common food triggers, including nuts, shellfish, eggs, milk, soy, and wheat. These are some people who will react to certain foods like that, so you need to take note of that. The other things that you can tell of allergies is insect stings, like bee, wasp, or ant stings. This can lead to allergic reactions. In some cases, sensitive skins, people with sensitive skins, they will be able to react to that. There are people I didn't know, but growing up and learning, I've learned that there are people who have got allergies with medications. So some people are allergic to certain antibiotics. This is something I think we hear when we go to the doctors. Are you allergic to certain antibiotics, pain relievers, or any other drugs? This they'll ask you because those are things that people react to. There are latex proteins in natural rubbers. Latex can cause allergic reactions in some people. So all those are things that people will react with, and we should be able to take note. So allergic reactions vary in variety, in severity, from mild symptoms like sneezing or itching to severe. Some can even be life-threatening reactions like anaphylaxis. So the doctor is going to help you to identify that. How is the doctor going to help? They do a skin prick test. They place a small amount of protein allergen on either on your forearm or back, and the skin is going to be pricked, allowed to be exposed, and then if the area becomes red and swollen, then it indicates an allergy. So the doctors, they do know how they help us to be able to know that we are allergic to certain things. So what happens to our bodies when we have immune responses? Okay, so there's an initial exposure. When you first encounter an allergen, e.g. pollen, pet dander, or food, your immune system mistakenly labels it as harmful. Okay, the second one, production of antibodies. The immune system produces hemoglobin E, called IgE, antibodies. This is specific to the allergen. These antibodies attack to the immune cells called mast cells and basophils, which are found in the tissues and in the bloodstream. Okay, so number two, what are the subsequent exposure? allergens recognition. This is the way you're going to recognize that you are allergic to the certain things. So allergen recognition. The next time you're exposed to some allergen, it binds to the IgE. This is the hemoglobin we talked about, the antibodies on the master cells and the basophil. Number two, the body produces some chemicals. So there's some chemical release. This triggers the release of inflammatory chemicals like histamine, prostaglandin, and leukotriene from the cells. Okay, so this is going to appear on our skin. This is when we go to the hospital, they'll give you some antihistamine to reduce the swelling or the swelling on your body. Okay, so this is what it's now. The third point is also talking about, which is the inflammatory response. Histamine's role. Histamine is a major player in allergic reactions. It causes swelling and inflammation by increasing blood flow to the affected area, itching by irritating nerve endings. Sometimes it's sneezing, nasal congestion, runny nose by stimulating mucus production. Other symptoms, the chemicals like leukotrienes and prostaglandins exaggerates the reaction, causing symptoms such as hives, watery eyes, and difficult breathing. So treating allergies typically involves a combination of avoiding the triggers. So let's look at the triggers that we will need to avoid if at all we are going to try and avoid these things, because we will need to manage the symptoms in some cases, addressing the immune system's response. And here is the breakdown of the common treatments. The number one thing is avoidance of allergens. How are we going to do that? So it's, we need to know that we need to minimize exposure. Stay indoors during high pollen season, like we've spoken of the spring season. We need to stay indoors during high pollen seasons. Use air purifiers and HEPA filters to reduce indoor allergens like dust mites or pet dander. Keep windows closed to prevent pollen from entering. Wash your hands, wash your clothes, hair after spending time outdoors. With us as we are growing up, there's a concern of dietary precautions. If you have food allergies, avoid consuming trigger foods and carefully read food labels as you are buying from your stores or from your supermarkets. Okay, so let's look at the food allergies. Food allergies is an abnormal immune response to certain proteins in food. When someone with food allergy consumes even a small amount of the triggering food, their immune system mistakenly identifies the protein as harmful and overreacts, leading to a range of symptoms. These reactions can vary from mild to severe, and in some cases can be life-threatening. So let's look at the common food allergens again. We'll keep breaking down so that we get down to how we can be able to be helped and take note of the food allergens that we'll need to avoid. The most common foods that trigger allergies are often referred to as the big G or the big 9. Okay, so the first one is milk. The second one is the eggs. The third one is peanuts. The fourth one is tree nuts, e.g. almonds, walnuts, cashews. Number 5 is the fish. I have seen people who even swell because of fish. The fifth one is shellfish, e.g. shrimp, crab, lobster. Those are some of the things that other people will react to. We have soy, we've got wheat, we've got sesame. There are people who even avoid even the bread from the supermarkets, which has the sesame seeds. So let's look at the symptoms of the food and allergies. Symptoms can occur within minutes to a few hours after consuming the allergen and may include mild symptoms like hives or rash. The people who even have rash all over the body, or they'll start scratching, it's itching, swollen lips, even the tongue or the throat. Those are some of the things that you can tell that this person is allergic, or they've consumed something that their body is saying it's a threat. Some people will feel nauseatic, they'll start vomiting, or they will even have diarrhea. There's nasal congestion or sneezing. There's severe symptoms like anaphylaxis, and which causes some difficult breathing, swelling of the throat or tongue, drop in blood pressure, which is sometimes referred as a shock. Some people will feel dizziness, or they can even faint because of those allergens. Okay, so we move on, and we get to know what are some of the tips and the Greenworld help that, I mean, from the Greenworld products, what kind of help will these people get if you're told they get such things? Here are the health tips and products recommended by Greenworld that could help alleviate food allergies. But number one, we need to look at the things that we need to avoid. Avoid trigger foods. For people with allergies, especially food allergies, need to avoid the trigger foods such as peanuts, tree nuts, shellfish, dairy products. Dairy products are a threat. I know there are people just after they've eaten even maybe a cake where they used some dairy, in less than a few minutes, they're going to have a running tummy, and they're going to start rushing to look for the restroom, because what they ate, the body has given them a sign, and they are saying that is a trigger to them, and they're going to have a running tummy. So let's look at the Greenworld products that can help people. On the screen, we've got those products. We've got the Spirulina, we've got Blueberry Super-Nut, we've got Deep Sea, we've got Ganoderma. So let's look at Spirulina. Spirulina is rich in vitamin, it's rich in minerals, it's an antioxidant, which are immune supportive nutrients, okay? So spirulina has some chlorophyll, which is very good. It's an anti-inflammatory substance that suppresses the allergic reaction. So you'll find that even people who work in our shops with allergies, when you start giving them spirulina, they'll start responding, and those swellings will start going down, as in they will subside because of the anti-inflammatory substance that is in spirulina, because it will be able to suppress, and it's going to start reducing the allergic reactions in the person. Then we go to number 2 supplement, which is the Deep Sea. Deep Sea fish oil capsule. It has some omega-3 and some omega-6 fat acids. They have anti-inflammatory properties. They can help reduce the symptoms of allergies such as swelling, nasal congestion, and itching. So Deep Sea fish oil is very good. If anyone we know is experiencing that, we can also prescribe Deep Sea fish oil. The other third supplement that we can use is super nutrition. Blueberry super nutrition can help improve allergies due to their high content of antioxidants. It has some vitamins. It has bioactive compounds that supports the immune system and reduces inflammation. So it is one product that you should recommend with people. So the anti-inflammatory property in blueberry supernude. Blueberries are one of the richest sources of flavonoids, particularly quercetin and anthocyanin. Sorry, those are scientific terms. I hope they are being understood. It has some potent antioxidant properties that helps the body. So blueberry has quercetin and a natural product that will stabilize master cells. Remember, we talked about the master cells in our blood system that where the allergens will attack. So it helps to prevent, and it releases histamine. The histamines that causes allergy symptoms such as sneezing, itching, and congestion. So blueberry juice has that, and it's going to help to attack that, and it's going to calm down when you're taking blueberry supernude. So blueberry also has the property of reducing oxidative stress and inflammation, which are often elevated in allergic responses. Okay, so when we are talking about allergies, we need to talk about the gut health and allergies. The gut is the number one thing that we need to know, that it needs to be clean. And when the gut is okay, our health is going to be okay, and it's going to be protected. So blueberry supernude is rich in fiber and acts as a prebiotic, supporting a healthy gut microbiome. So blueberry supernude is very good, and it will help the body. A well-balanced gut microbiome is linked to a reduced risk of allergies, sorry about that, as it plays a critical role in modulating the immune system, and it responds to allergens. So blueberry supernude is going to help you. When you're taking blueberry supernude, it will respond. Even if you ate any food which is a trigger, it's going to respond to that, as in your immune system is going to be boosted because of the blueberry supernude. So our last supplement is Ganoderma Plus Capsule. Ganoderma Plus Capsule is it modulates the immune system activity. Ganoderma is an adaptogen that downregulates overactive immune responses, which are common in allergens, preventing an exaggerated response to harmless substances called allergens. It's beta glucan or type of polysaccharides, which enhances the activities of immune cells like macrophage and natural killer cells. It fosters a balanced immune response without over-activating anything. So in Ganoderma will inhibit the histamine. Remember, we said when there is an allergen, there's the histamine that is going to be released. So Ganoderma is going to inhibit the increase of histamine. Histamine is the chemical response for allergic symptoms like itching, swelling, or sneezing. Ganoderma contains compounds that stabilizes master cells, preventing them from releasing histamine and reducing the severity of allergic reactions. Okay, so we need to know that Ganoderma is also very good, and we should recommend it for people who are experiencing those allergies. So we need to learn something. Our ancestors rarely experienced allergies as they spent their childhoods on farms or in fields, constantly exposed to diverse arrays of plants, animals, and germs. This early exposure to microbes and parasites, elements that co-involves with traditional hunter-gathering society, helped strengthen their immune system. By facing a barricade of pathogens, their immune systems became less likely to overreact to allergens. To combat allergies today, we must focus on training our immune system to become stronger and more resilient. Okay, so we have those supplements that we can recommend to our clients. They will be helped, they will appreciate Greenworld. And even us, we've been given those things as we can learn from our ancestors. They were exposed to those things at a younger age, such that in those areas that they were going to, their bodies and their immune system were exposed to that. So we need to learn from that, such that our bodies and our immune system is going to become stronger and more resilient to some of those things, because we've been given a list of things that we should take note that our bodies are going to react, and we should know when our bodies are reacting to those, we should know that we are allergic to those things, and we are going to know that this is a trigger, we should avoid them. So thank you for this opportunity, Madam Rennie. Thank you for trusting me to present this, Mr. Budiman, and the other leaders, my top leader, Mr. Mbewe, and the leaders who took time to listen. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Madam Florence, for first your inspiring sharing. So we understand that how a leader grow. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're still struggling in the course of doing the network marketing, doing Greenworld business, please, we can learn a lot from those leaders. And thank you very much for presenting the very interesting and important topic, allergies, especially food allergy. So if a lot of us have certain we are allergic to certain kind of food. So if you are allergic to something, first try to avoid it. Of course, we know that pollens, dust, mites, we cannot completely stay in a planet where there's no such things. So build a strong immune system by using spirulina, blueberry super nutrition, omega-3, which is deep sea fish oil capsule, and also Ganoderma to strengthen your immune system. So thank you once again, Madam Florence, and we hope in the future you're going to bring us more of this very informative presentation. So now let's invite 8-star consultant from Zambia branch, Mr. Charles Mbevi, who have helped Madam Florence to firstly give us his motivational speech. So please allow me to share the PPT about Mr. Charles Mbevi. So Mr. Charles Mbevi, just give me one moment. Let me share the screen with us. This moment. Okay, now Mr. Charles Mbevi, can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
All right, let me start from slide number 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not the presenters, please kindly mute yourself. Just give me one moment because let me mute some of our audience. They may happily open their microphone. So, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you're muted if you're not today's presenter. Okay, let me start sharing the screen. All right, now can you see the screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Charles Mbeki, please, you can kindly start.
All right. Good morning, Greenwald. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, everybody who is tuned in, including Canada and everybody else. As you have heard, my name's Charles Mbewe. I'm a Greenwald consultant from Zambian branch and the status of 8-star. In the pictures, you see some of the issues where I've been concerned, I've been involved in my journey as a distributor. The one on the left shows me and a team of other distributors, particularly those in my team that I took to Dubai. We were enjoying ourselves at the show, doing swimming and watching other people do the swimming. And the one on the right, it shows us myself and part of the team that I took to Dubai, enjoying ourselves within Dubai. It was quite a memorable journey, very, very exciting, and it's something that I'll live to remember. Let's get on to the next slide. Yes. The one on the left shows me and other people when I got my first car. This was in the city of Lusaka, which is our capital city, when I got my first car in 2014, plus 4 other people. We got our first cars and it was very exciting. As you can see me receiving the keys from our president, African president, Dr. David Zhang, shaking hands as he was congratulating me. I was very, very excited and the whole team was excited. The next slide.
Just a moment.
Okay.
Excuse me, my laptop freeze. So let me, just a moment. Wait.
Okay.
Okay, this is the one.
Yeah. Here in the center, you can see me right in the center of that picture at a dinner, at a banquet in Dubai. It was yet another moment. By the way, this was my first time to be in Dubai. And so you can imagine being in a place as hot as it was, trying to adjust my usual temperature in Zambia and that of Dubai as we're having a banquet. So this is really something that I thank Greenwald for, because it was really an opportunity that would come once in one's lifetime, and you need to take advantage of it to the full. Let's look at the next slide. Okay, this next slide in particular, I would like us to take note of my grand upline, Mr. Jerome Soli, who was seated next to Mr. Budiman, and I was seated next to him and the rest of the team from Zambia. This was at a summit in Dubai in 2022. Again, like I keep saying, it was a very exciting moment. You can see the limousine, something that we rarely have in our country, this kind of car. So it was exciting to sit in it. And in fact, it was not just one of us, but there were plenty in one place. This is something that only Greenwood can give you. And so we thank Greenwood for the experience. I would like to encourage those that are coming up that they must aim higher and higher and higher, and then they can enjoy sceneries such as this one. Okay, this is back home on the Copper Belt. This was during one of the trainings that I had. I was doing a presentation in a city called Kitwe, which is an hour drive from where I sit, where I stay. And you can see that is a team of my distributors and those that were invited to the presentation in Kitwe in 2023. That's part of the journey. Yes, here, what is of interest is that apart from Chingola shop, we have another specialty shop at the border with Congo. And so on the left, you see me in our Congo shop, where I was trying to see how things are going and to interact with the Congolese at the border. This border is called Kasumbalesa. It's called Kasumbalesa border, where we have another shop that we run under shop number 015. Thank you. This next slide, I think this is the big one. Why do I call it the big one? It's a big one because I was meeting the head of state, the president of Zambia, at a show in Kitwe. I was explaining to him how our NutriPlant organic fertilizer works, and he was very, very excited to hear about it. As you may see, this president was smiling, I was smiling. It was quite an occasion because you rarely speak to the head of state like that. But I had that opportunity to represent Greenwood in Kitwe at a show. And at that time, the president promised me that he was going to share with his ministers. Some of those people that you see in the background are actually ministers that accompanied the president of Zambia, as I was explaining how our NutriPlant organic fertilizer works. This is a matter that I meant to follow up, but as things would have it, he left office, and now I'm pursuing the same idea with the current president, who has taken over from this particular president. Thank you. This slide shows in 2017, I went to South Africa. I happened to be a winner, and I was presented with that shield. As a matter of fact, I was the only Zambian that won that shield. And I cherish that shield too much because as it stands, even now, nobody else has a shield like that in Zambia. So to me, I give credit to Greenwood for affording me the opportunity. I give credit to my Zambian branch officials, the manager, Mr. Peter, who was in fact present at the time I was receiving this shield. And of course, I give credit to my team for the support that I received even as I was being awarded this. Thank you. The next slide is a trail of issues that have been there. This one was in Kitwe. We had Mr. Budman who came to train us, and I was there with my team, and we invited so many people. We were in excess of 120 people that were present for the training, and this is yet another milestone in my journey, in my access journey as a distributor in Zambia. And you see me on the right as I was on the platform trying to introduce other speakers, other leaders in Zambia. Apart from Mr. Budiman, there were leaders that came up along with me. And those are the ones that you see on the picture on the right. Yet again, an exciting moment for me in my journey. Yes, this one you see our country manager, Mr. Peter Liu, as he was bidding farewell to us, me and my team going to China. This was one of the trips that I've made. As a matter of fact, I've been to China several times with my team, not because I've just wanted to be there, but I've had that passion where I feel that if my downline goes to China for the first time and I'm not there, the chances are that they're going to be miserable because they're going to meet strangers and they may feel out of place. So I make it a point to accompany them. And that accompanying obviously is not just one or two, but we're talking about a team of 8, 9, 10 of my downlines. Each time they qualify, I have to accompany them. And this was one of those as we're at the airport bidding farewell to the people that went to see us off. Yes, 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 yes. Look at that. Here, I was presenting the Zambian flag to our president, Professor Deming Lee, with my team. As you can see, those are the colors on our flag. We have those colors on our flag, and we were donating a flag. Apart from the other things that we donated to President Lee, this was a flag that we were presenting to the president in one of my journeys to China. It was quite a marvel to interact with the chief executive officer for Greenwood in the name of Professor Deming Lee. Very exciting indeed. Okay, now this one, as can be seen last year, 2024, we had the 30th anniversary in China, and this is outside the conference center in my scarf for Zambia. Again, this is one of those moments where it's unforgettable. You always remember moments like this, and this kind of picture will always remind me of my participation in the 30th anniversary in 2024. And I was there with my team, and they will always remember as well. This is something that we must all look forward to as new distributors, that hard work pays. And it did pay for me, it paid for my team. Thank you very much. There is a certificate that shows the Greenwood awarding me for the hard work. And this was, in fact, my qualification for the second car. So far, as an individual, I've won 3 cars, but as a team, we've won 13 cars in total as a team of shop number 015. But as Charles Mbewe, I've won 3 cars. This was my second one, and that's the certificate that you see over there. My second car award. There's yet another where we're reaching the levels of financial freedom. I think all of us, as we said from the beginning, we may not be too sure how the journey is going to be, but we trust Greenwood, we trust God, that the journey will be smooth, that the journey will be successful, and that we shall reach a point where we shall enjoy financial freedom. Thank you. The third car I've mentioned, absolutely. I've had the privilege and the honor to receive 3 cars from Greenwood. And this is doable. And I always tell my team that Greenwood is real, the products are real, the business is real. This is yet another confirmation of the fact that Greenwood is very, very real. It's not a scam. The products are very, very real. And because they've proved it, In fact, I needed to make mention that at the beginning of my journey, my initial intention was not to make money, but I joined Greenwood because my wife had a condition where her kidneys were failing, and she needed to go to India for kidney transplant. And she didn't go, we didn't go. The products did the job, and that's where we are, even now. So me, to get money, extra money is all an added benefit of my journey with Greenwood. Added benefit of the journey with Greenwood. Initially, I was seeking healing for my wife, which I obtained, and I was very glad. And I'll remain forever grateful to Greenwood for making it possible for my wife not to undergo surgical operation in order to remove the kidney to have it replaced. Thank you. Another slide, Madam Rennie.
This is the last slide in your PPT. The
Okay.
final one is the third car award.
Okay, exactly. Absolutely, absolutely. There's plenty more that we could have shared, but for the sake of time, that's what I would have to share with you right now. But I would like to make mention that Greenwood has enabled us to go further than what we have just seen now, because right now we are in the process of constructing a shopping mall out of the proceeds from Greenwood. Those that live on the Copper Belt, they would bear testimony of this. Even some that live in Lusaka and elsewhere that have been to the Copper Belt, they would bear witness of this because they've seen the construction, they've seen the shops, some of which have already opened, and yet others are to be opened later within this year. So my journey with Greenwood has been that of excitement. Obviously, I'm not saying there were no ups and downs. There were obviously times, hard times that I had to go through. There were times that I felt that the journey was being rough, but I had to persevere. I had to hold on to Greenwood, to where I am now. If I was faint-hearted, I should have given up. I should have fallen aside, but I chose to hold on, and the results are showing, and I believe there'll be more results showing. And when this mall is finished completely, I'll invite our branch manager, Mr. Peter Leo, to come over and be at the celebration where we shall be doing the official opening. And we hope that it will be beamed live on our national television or in the media, where all will be able to see what Greenwood can do. That Greenwood makes a dream come true, a dream come true. It has happened to me, and it can happen to anybody. All we need is to have resilience, we need to work hard, and we need to be honest. And at the end of the day, it will be everybody being happy. We shall be happy. Our team, our families will be happy. And even the company Greenwood will be able to see that there are people that work hard, there are people that are supportive, and there are people that are not lazy, but are committed, they're passionate about Greenwood. I have the passion, and I want to pass on this passion to my team. Obviously, it hasn't been all rosy. It has been ups and downs, but all in all, here we are, and we're still soldiering on. They say the sky is the limit, but I would like to believe that the sky is no longer the limit. We can go beyond the sky. Thank you, Madam Rennie.
Thank you, Mr. Charles Mbevi. First, we wish that when your shopping mall is about to launch, so please make sure that you make a video, and we would like to put the video on our official website. So we're going to let all of distributors and people to see that what could happen to Greenwood and what could happen to leaders, to distributors. anything in this company is possible. And just like you have
Very possible.
said that, you know, even sky is not the limit. There's no ceiling, no limit in this business. And there's no
Absolutely.
limit in the potential of any of Greenwork distributor. So thank you for your inspiring speech. So can you please now start presenting today's health topic? You're going to share with us about the thyroid diseases, right?
Yes, yes.
You know, thyroid diseases actually are very popular all over the world, especially women. You know, to be very frank, in people with thyroid diseases, 7-to-1 is the ratio of women to men. So actually, there could be 7 women who have thyroid diseases in 1 man, and there could be opposite conditions, you know, in this thyroid disease. So now we are ready to listen to you.
Thank you. One moment. Are you going to share the slide with me?
Can you see the slide? No, not yet. Okay,
No,
let me
it's not yet.
restart. Okay, let me restart. Because from my
Sure.
screen, I can see that. Okay, just a moment.
Yeah, sure.
Now you can see the screen, right? The slideshow.
Yes, I can.
Okay, now let's
Yes,
go
yes.
from the first page, the second slide. Okay, all right.
All right. We are tonight talking about thyroid diseases, as already introduced. Now we need to begin from the beginning. We start from the start, and the start is we need to define what is a thyroid gland. A thyroid gland is an organ in the body of a human being, which is centered in front of the neck, and it produces hormones. Okay, it produces hormones. So now, what is the role played by the thyroid gland? The thyroid gland is a butterfly-shaped organ located in the front of the neck, just below the Adam's apple. It plays a crucial role in regulating the body's metabolism by producing and releasing hormones. Now, there are 3 major hormones that we shall talk about tonight. And the first one is the thyroxine, which is commonly known as the T4. T4 is another name for the thyroxine, which is a hormone that is produced by the thyroid gland. So now, this thyroxine is the primary hormone produced by the thyroid gland, containing 4 iodine atoms. It regulates metabolism, energy production, heart rate, and it regulates the overall growth and development. It serves as a precursor to tridothyronine, which is T3, and has a longer half-life in the bloodstream. That is hormone number 1. Now, the second hormone is the thyroglobulin, which is more active hormone than T4. We talked about the T4 earlier on. Now, this one contains 3 iodine atoms. It is similar to T4, but has more potent. It has more potent in the sense that directly it influences a cellular activity, it influences metabolism and energy use, okay? Most T4 is produced by the conversion of T4 into the T3 peripheral tissues, such as the liver and the kidneys. The third hormone is called castonin. Castonin is a hormone secreted by the parafollicular cells, which is C cells of the thyroid gland. It regulates calcium and phosphate levels in the blood. It lowers blood calcium levels by inhibiting bone resorption, which is a breakdown, and promoting calcium storage in the bones. Remember, calcium has to be stored in the bones and not in the bloodstream per se. The majority of it has to be in the bones. Its role in calcium balance is more significant during childhood or in cases of excessive calcium levels. These hormones are tightly regulated by the hypothalamus pituitary thyroid axis. The thyroid stimulating hormone, which is TSH, produced by the pituitary gland, signals the thyroid to produce and release T4 and T3 based on the body's needs. So proper iodine intake is essential for the synthesis of T4 and T5, as iodine is a key component of these hormones. Yeah, just a moment. Okay, so now let's look at the diseases. There are basically two diseases. We have looked at the three hormones. Now the diseases, the first one is hypothyroidism, which is a condition in which the thyroid gland is underactive. It doesn't operate at its optimal stage. It produces insufficient amounts of thyroid hormones, the T3 and the T4 that we looked at earlier on. Now, these hormones are essential for regulating metabolism. Their deficiency can slow down various bodily functions. Now, what are the symptoms of hypothyroidism? The first one is fatigue, where you actually you feel tired for unknown reasons. And another symptom is that of weight gain. You gain weight, not necessarily because you're eating too much, but just because there's this problem, you gain weight. And there's intolerance to cold, or cold intolerance is another of the symptoms. The next one being the dry skin and brittle hair. So the skin, you try to put some lotion on it, but it doesn't really respond. It just looks dry. That's one of the signs of this hypothyroidism. And then the next one is hair thinning or hair loss. You lose hair unnecessarily from unexplained reasons, and that will show that, in fact, you have this problem of hypothyroidism. The next one is constipation. You don't open your bowels the way you should, and this is one of the indicators. That's one of the symptoms of this disease. The next one is depression or mood change, where somebody just gets depressed and then their mood is changing every so often. They don't want to talk to anybody and that kind of thing. The next is memory problems or brain fog, where you forget things very easily and you don't even understand why you forget things very easily. That is one of the symptoms. The next one is hoarseness. The next one is slow heart rate or bradycardia, where the heart doesn't pump the way it should pump. It is at a lower state. And the next one is puffy face or swelling, which is also called edema. You have a face that looks like you have been bitten or something has been happening to your face. All that is a symptom of this disease. The next one is enlarged thyroid gland, which is commonly called goiter. I think many people are familiar with goiter than anything else. It's something that is on the lips of many people. They understand goiter more than anything else, but that is just one of the symptoms. And also there's irregular or heavy menstrual periods in women. Remember, Madame Rennie said there are more women that suffer from this disease than the men. And so when we talk about menstrual periods which are irregular, obviously we are referring to women. We can get to the
next one, the
next one.
hyperthyroidism.
Okay. Hyperthyroidism is a condition where the thyroid gland produces excessive amounts of thyroid hormone. So it produces more than necessary of T3 and T4, and this leads to an overreaction metabolism. And so when that happens, we need to know how shall we be able to identify that there's this problem of hyperthyroidism. And the way we are going to know is as follows. Firstly, there'll be weight loss. Remember, in the hypo, we were talking about weight gain, but it's the opposite now. We now have weight loss despite normal or increased appetite. You still lose weight. The next symptom that we get is the rapid or irregular heartbeat that you get. And it is also manifested by nervousness, anxiety, and irritability, where you easily get upset, where you get afraid of known issues from nowhere. You're afraid and you get nervous, and you feel there's that edge of what will happen tomorrow, what will happen tomorrow. That is part of anxiety, where you are anxious about something, and that anxiety is exaggerated. That's one of the signs of this disease. The next one is tremors in the hands or fingers, where you get fingers that are shaking, you can't hold a cup nicely, and sometimes it can even drop and break as a result. And also you have heat intolerance, and you remember in the hypo, we're talking about cold intolerance. Here now is the opposite, which is heat intolerance and excessive sweating. So you get a person where the temperature, room temperature, is just normal, but you find somebody is sweating, unnecessarily. That's one of the signs. That's one of the symptoms. The other is increased bowel movements or diarrhea, where you go to the toilet more often than normal, despite not having overeaten per se. So that will also show that you have this kind of disease. The next one is fatigue or muscle weakness. We saw the fatigue in the hypo, but even in the hyper, there's also fatigue where you feel tired, you feel like you need to sleep and things like that. And also there's an element of insomnia where you don't have enough sleep. You sleep for a few hours and you run out of sleep and you're wondering why. You're wondering what next. So there's difficulty in sleeping, which is a sign of hypohydrothyroidism. The next symptom is the hair thinning or brittle hair. The hair just becomes hard. It easily breaks. When you are combing, you have a lot of hair falling to an extent that you don't necessarily need to get to the barber shop. The barber shop becomes a luxury because there's no hair to talk about. It just breaks unnecessarily. The other sign that we have is menstrual irregularities in women, and this irregularity shows itself by light or absent periods. So a woman may miss her menses, for some time, or if they do come, they're not in their usual state. They're just a trace, just a bit of it, just light. That is one of the signs. And the other one is goiter, which is enlarged thyroid gland, and then bulging of eyes, which we find in Graves' disease, also called exophthalmos. Those are the signs of hypothyroidism. So we get to the next slide. Yeah. So just a moment. Just a moment. Bear with me. Yeah, okay. We are trying to look at the autoimmune diseases. The thyroid diseases can be caused by various factors, meaning it's not just one thing that will cause this thyroid disease. There are many of them, ranging from autoimmune conditions to environmental influences. So let's start with the autoimmune disease. The autoimmune diseases, within it, there's what we call Hashimoto's thyroiditis. This is an immune system where the immune system attacks the thyroid gland, often leading to hypothyroidism or underactive thyroid. The immune system mistakenly recognizes thyroid cells as foreign. They consider them to be strange and they say, hey, what is this? And then in so doing, it produces antibodies against them. That is part of autoimmune disease. And then there's Graves' disease, which is another autoimmune disorder where the immune system produces antibodies called TSI that overstimulate the thyroid. And this kind of situation leads to hyperthyroidism or overactive thyroid. This results in excess production of the thyroid hormone. There's too much of the hormone being produced as a result. And then the next is iodine deficiency. Okay, so the iodine deficiency means the hypothyroidism can occur when there is insufficient iodine in the diet. So the food that we eat must have enough iodine, and when this is not happening, it will create iodine deficiency, and ultimately, as iodine is critical component in our production of thyroid hormones, it will lead to goiter. It will bring about a problem of enlargement of the thyroid gland and active thyroid. The third one is genetic factors, okay? So genetic factors simply means that depending on the genes that you get from your family, the family history of thyroid disease can increase the likelihood of developing thyroid disorders in an individual, particularly autoimmune thyroid diseases like Hashimoto's thyroiditis or Graves' disease. Certain genetic mutations may predispose individuals to thyroid problems. So this is something that we get from our parents, from our grandparents, or from our great-grandparents. And then the next one, which is the fourth one, is actually radiation exposure. Exposure to radiation, particularly from treatments for cancers and the cancers of the head or cancers of the neck or cancers of the thyroid, can actually damage thyroid cells and lead to thyroid dysfunction. And this is a risk factor for both hypothyroidism as well as thyroid cancer. So we need to beware of radiation. And the fifth one is hormonal changes. We all have hormones, be it male or female, but these hormones, in particular in women, and in particular pregnant women, when they're pregnant, hormonal changes during pregnancy is a trimester. meaning it can lead to thyroid issues such as hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. And postpartum thyroiditis, this is some women develop thyroid dysfunction after childbirth. You know, it doesn't happen before. When they've given birth to a child, then this happens. And when it happens, it may cause temporary hyperthyroidism followed by hypothyroidism. And so this is what happens to certain women, not all women, but certain women. But also, another way that this manifests itself is as a result of menopause. Menopause, as women know it, is a time that women stop menses. And when that happens, there are hormonal changes that happen following menopause. And these also may trigger thyroid problems, especially in women who have a genetic predisposition to thyroid diseases. The sixth one is nutritional deficiencies. So when people are not having proper nutrition, they're not eating the right kinds of foods, they end up with a condition which is associated with the nutritional deficiencies. And some of those are selenium, which is very, very important for us in our bodies. Another is zinc, and the other is iron deficiencies. These minerals are important for thyroid function. So if you have a shortage of zinc, if you have a shortage of iron and selenium, definitely you are at a risk, high risk of thyroid functioning in an awkward way. And so a deficiency can interfere with the thyroid gland's ability to produce hormones. So the thyroid will not produce hormones in the normal way, in the right way, and this will lead to potential thyroid dysfunction. And all this is as a result of nutritional deficiencies. The next one is stress. Chronic stress can affect the hypothalamic pituitary thyroid axis, leading to hormonal imbalances that may contribute to both hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. So stress-related hormones like cortisol can interfere with thyroid function and exacerbate existing thyroid issues. There's so we need to make recommendation. What can we do to alleviate such problems? What do we need to do? There are products that Greenwood has readily available that can help with all these problems that we have underlined up. The first one is the SE tablet. That selenium is involved in the synthesis of thyroid hormones. It helps with the incorporation of iodine into the thyroid hormones, which are essential for metabolic regulation. The thyroid needs iodine to produce T3 and T4 that we looked at earlier on, and selenium helps to optimize this process. So we're talking about a selenium tablet as a solution to these diseases that we have looked at. Now, selenium is essential for the conversion of T4, which is thyroxine, into active form. And the T3, we said, is a more active one. Now, this is vital because T3 is the form of thyroid hormone that is most active in regulating metabolism and other bodily functions. And thirdly, selenium is also a key component of several antioxidants enzymes, such as glutathione peroxidase, that protect the thyroid gland from oxidative damage. The thyroid produces a large amount of reactive oxygen species commonly known as ROS. ROS referring to reactive oxygen species during hormone production. And selenium helps to neutralize this ROS, and in so doing, it prevents the damage to the thyroid cells and tissues. And then the next product that we need to have to deal with the problem is Ganoderma plus capsule. Ganoderma plus capsule. So let's look at Ganoderma. Ganoderma contains compounds such as triterpenoids and polysaccharides, which are known to have strong anti-inflammatory effects. Chronic inflammation can affect thyroid function and contribute to autoimmune thyroid disorders, like we saw earlier on, the Hashimoto's thyroid disease and Graves' disease, by reducing inflammation. Ganoderma also may help support overall thyroid health and alleviate some symptoms of autoimmune thyroid disease. Ganoderma is known for its immune modulating properties. But Ganoderma is very, very rich, as we know it. It helps balance and regulate the immune system, making it particularly beneficial for autoimmune conditions. And this we need to take note. Very, very important. Since thyroid diseases like Hashimoto and Graves are autoimmune in nature, so what does the Ganoderma do? Ganoderma may help modulate the immune response, reducing the risk of immune system attacking the thyroid gland. By supporting immune system, Ganoderma may assist in managing the inflammatory processes associated with thyroid dysfunction, although more specific research is needed to fully understand its direct impact on thyroid autoimmunity. Now, the other product that we need to look at is the Spirulina plus capsule. My colleague talked about Spirulina earlier on, which helps with allergies, but I would like us to take note that Spirulina is very, very rich, because not only does it help with allergies, it also helps with thyroid diseases. And let's look at it in detail now. Nutrition plays a supportive role in the management of Graves' disease, especially in alleviating symptoms, supporting thyroid health, and managing the increased metabolism caused by an overreactive thyroid. Overreactive thyroid. Remember, we looked at this earlier on. Spirulina plus capsule is rich in protein. It is rich in antioxidants. It's rich in healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals, which can help optimize your health while living with thyroid diseases. It is rich in iodine, a trace element essential to production of T3 and T4 that we've been talking about right from the beginning. Another thing that we need to take note is that spirulina is packed with antioxidants such as phytoxyxin, beta-carotene, and vitamin E, which can help protect the thyroid gland from oxidative stress. The thyroid is highly active in metabolism, producing a large number of free radicals, reactive oxygen species, or ROS, and if not neutralized by antioxidants, these ROSs, the reactive oxygen species, can actually damage thyroid cells and disrupt hormone production. So the hormone production will be disturbed along the way. It will be disturbed along the way. So by reducing oxidative stress, what spirulina does is that it can help maintain the health of the thyroid gland and support its ability to produce thyroid hormones. Further, spirulina supports liver detoxification due to its rich content of chlorophyll. There's a lot of chlorophyll in spirulina, and that helps with the process of detoxification, particularly that of the liver, which helps the body eliminate toxins. So since the liver is involved in converting the inactive thyroid hormone, the T3, into the active hormone in form of T3, supporting liver health can indirectly enhance thyroid hormone conversion and balance. So this will be balanced up very well. And detoxification can also reduce the load of environmental toxins that may contribute to thyroid dysfunction, particularly endocrine disrupting chemicals like heavy metals and pesticides. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have seen, selenium is very crucial. Spirulina is very crucial. Ganoderma is very crucial in treating thyroid diseases. And I would like to believe that we've learned one or two things tonight, and we shall be able to apply them in our day-to-day lives as we deal with our people, our clients that come every so often seeking help. I think with this presentation, we shall be better equipped to be able to help those that have thyroid diseases. I would like to thank Madam Rennie. I would like to thank Mr. Budiman for affording me the opportunity to share in the manner that I've done tonight. And I believe that next time we shall be able to look at another subject altogether. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Charles Mbevi. Thank you so much for first your inspiring sharing about how you become a successful 8-star consultant. We wish that soon you're going to go to the manager's level and become one of the diamond.
Yes, I will.
Okay,
Looking forward very soon.
Yeah, actually, we're all looking forward to that, to celebrating your further success. So also, many thanks goes to Madam Florence for also very informative and professional presentation about the allergies, and also sharing about how to achieve success in the course of being a leader. Two leaders. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to interact with them, please kindly, you can mute yourself and start talking to them, since we still have 8 to 9 minutes to go before we're closing today's presentation.
Sasa hata walipeleka kwa fundi, alafu kijana akatoroka sasa.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to say something to our leaders, Madam Florence and Mr. Charles Mbevi? So if you would like to interact with them, you can kindly unmute yourself.
Good morning, sir. It's concerning the thyroid. I just want to understand, because here we don't have the SER tablet. Which product can we use to replace that SER tablet for the thyroid?
Actually, in spirulina and also in blueberry products, it also contains trace amount of selenium, although not as concentrated as the selenium tablets. So if you want to provide enough raw materials, including the selenium, so you can go for spirulina, or you can go for blueberry juice, blueberry super nutrition. or even blueberry anti-aging capsules. So these products can also provide certain amount of selenium.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions?
Is it possible to have
good.
a contact number for Mr. Charles Mbewe?
Sure, please
Hello?
go ahead.
Hello? Hello?
Excuse me, ma'am. Mr.
Yes.
Richard is going to talk to Mr. Charles Mbewe. Just give him the chance, and after that, you can unmute yourself. Mr. Richard, please go ahead.
Mr. Mbewe, sir, can we have your contact phone number?
Okay, I'll give you two of them that have got WhatsApp access. One of them is 0955
Just a
92.
moment. Is it possible to write a message on the chat?
Yes.
Yeah, put it on the
It is
chat.
there. Yes, it is there. If you check the 0955 924516. Remember the code for Zambia is 260. I'm not too sure where you're calling from, but the code for Zambia is 260. And the
Thank
number,
you very much.
like
I've
I
got
said.
it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello.
Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Richard.
Sorry, Mr. Richard Banda, I think you're in Zambia group, am I right? This is Mr. Budiman speaking.
Yes, I'm in Zambian group, but I'm in Botswana.
Oh, you are in Botswana. Okay. Later, I also can help you to give the details of Mr. Mbewe's contact to you. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
madam. You can proceed.
All right. Good
Okay.
evening. My
Good
name is Augustine
evening.
from Ghana. Thank you so much, Madam Rain and Madam Florence and Mr. The other presenters. Thank you so much for this good information that you give to us. Please, can we get a full detail about, the PDF on the chat so that we can download it and also go through once again to do presentations for our team members in Ghana, if it is
Sure.
No
possible that
problem.
we can.
Sure, I'm going to
I will-
send all this. You asked for Mr. Budiman, and also, I think in Ghana now is a Mr. Bruce Huang is in charge of that.
Yes, Mr.
I'm going to
Bruce.
send.
Sure.
I'm going to, also send this information to him.
All right. Okay. Thank you so
No
much.
problems. You can get in the Ghana WhatsApp group. Okay, I will share it in Ghana WhatsApp group. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Budman. Thank you.
Mm.
All right. Does anybody want to interact with us?
Yes.
Yes, madam, please go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I just want to find out if a person is having an underactive thyroid that was damaged by medication, can it be reversed by taking these products?
Well, you can take the medication because even I know one of my relatives have this underactive thyroid gland, which is a lady. We understand how it feels. You get bigger with no reason, and you have constipation, you have sluggish, you feel tired most of the time, you have edema, water in, you have water accumulation in your legs, in your feet. So, okay, the doctors will give you the medication. So on top of the medication, you can feel free to add what Mr. Charles Mbewe has just presented. You can recommend the Spirulina Plus capsule. You can recommend Ganoderma Plus capsule, and you can, if you have the selenium tablets, please add this well, so because this is a sort of autoimmune disease, it means of immune system wrongly, mistakenly take the thyroid gland as its enemy and start attacking it. So we should bring our immune system back to normal. So you can give Ganoderma, you can give spirulina, or even if your country, you have cordyceps, also cordyceps, chitosan, they're also good immune regulators. So you can recommend any of those products.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Mr. Budiman, I know that you're traveling, you're giving the trainings in Kenya. So can you please help to close today's presentation?
All right. All right. Thank you, Madam Rainey. First of all, I would like to thank Madam Florence and also Mr. Charles Mbewe. So actually, yes, throughout African region, we have many leaders that, and even many trainers that they are capable to provide us training. So this evening, we give an opportunity for Madam Florence and also Mr. Charles Mbewe, and I think they have been doing their justice, given the training on these allergies and also thyroid disease. You have been giving us a wonderful training. Thank you very much. And also to Madam Rainey for your great support to our African region training. So I will keep looking for more trainers in African region, but somehow if you can contact me, if you can send me a message, if you want to have a chance to give a training in this Zoom, African Zoom training, then we can communicate through WhatsApp. So then we will arrange a proper schedule for you. So then we can have more trainers all over Africa that can perform very well to support all our African region distributors to grow their business by learning more of our products and also our business. So I think without the support from headquarters, from Madam Rainey, it is impossible to have this kind of situation, this kind of event. And also, I would like to apologize. In the beginning of our session, we have some hackers attacking our Zoom. So I don't know how can this thing happen, but we will observe and try to avoid such things happen again in the future. So very sorry for what happened today. I think, Madam Rainey, next week we are also going to have another more exciting training session. And please stay tuned, and we'll see you next Friday. Thank you. I think we can unmute ourselves, and we can say thank you to Mr. Charles Mbewe, to Madam Florence, to Madam Rainey, and we can say bye-bye.
Thank you, Madam Florence. Thank you, Mr. Charles and Bevy. Thank you, Mr. Budiman.
Thank you.
We see you next
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Madam Ray.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Madam Rainey.
Thank you.
Leaders. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Presentation time.